Instead, they are the doleful reminders that nothing lasts forever, that stars also die. We continue to plummet, falling thousands of light years towards the plane of the galaxy. This is the Milky Way, our galaxy seen edge on billions of nuclear furnaces converting matter into starlight. Some stars are flimsy as a soap bubble. Others are 100 trillion times denser than lead. The hottest stars are destined to die young. The red giants are mostly elderly. Such stars are unlikely to have inhabited planets. But yellow dwarf stars, like the Sun, are middle-aged, and they are far more common. These stars may have planetary systems, and on such planets, for the first time in our cosmic voyage, we encounter rare forms of matter: ice and rock, air, and liquid water. Close to this yellow star is a small, warm, cloudy world with continents and oceans. These conditions permit an even more precious form of matter to arise: life. But this is not the Earth. Intelligent beings have evolved and reworked this planetary surface in a massive engineering enterprise. In the Milky Way galaxy, there may be many worlds on which matter has grown to consciousness. I wonder, are they very different from us? What do they look like? What are their politics, technology, music, religion? Or do they have patterns of culture we can't begin to imagine? Are they also a danger to themselves? Among the many glowing clouds of interstellar gas is one called the Orion Nebula, only 1,500 light years from Earth. These three bright stars are seen by Earthlings as the belt in the familiar constellation of Orion the Hunter. The nebula appears from Earth as a patch of light, the middle star in Orion's sword. But it is not a star. It is another thing entirely, a cloud that veils one of nature's secret places. This is a stellar nursery, a place where stars are born. They condense by gravity from gas and dust until their temperatures become so high that they begin to shine. Such clouds mark the births of stars, as others bear witness to their deaths. And after stars condense in the hidden interiors of interstellar clouds, what happens to them? The Pleiades are a loose cluster of young stars only 50 million years old. These fledgling stars are just being let out into the galaxy, still surrounded by wisps of nebulosity, the gas and dust from which they formed. There are clouds that hang like ink blots between the stars. They are made of fine rocky dust, organic matter, and ice. Inside, a few stars begin to turn on. Nearby worlds of ice evaporate and form long comet-like tails, driven back by the stellar winds. Black clouds, light years across, drift between the stars. They're filled with organic molecules. The building blocks of life are everywhere. They're easily made. On how many worlds have such complex molecules assembled themselves into patterns we would call alive? Most stars belong to systems of 2 or 3 or many suns, bound together by gravity. Each system is isolated from its neighbors by the light years. We are approaching a single ordinary yellow dwarf star, surrounded by a system of 9 planets, dozens of moons, thousands of asteroids, and billions of comets, the family of the Sun. Only 4 light hours from Earth is the planet Neptune, and its giant satellite, Triton. Even in the outskirts of our own solar system, we humans have barely begun our explorations. Only a century ago, we were ignorant even of the existence of the planet Pluto. Its moon, Charon, remained undiscovered until 1978. The rings of Uranus were first detected in 1977. There are new worlds to chart even this close to home. Saturn is a giant gas world. If it has a solid surface, it must lie far below the clouds we see. Saturn's majestic rings are made of trillions of orbiting snowballs. We are now only 80 light minutes from home, a mere 1.5 billion kilometers. The largest planet in our solar system is Jupiter. On its dark side, superbolts of lightning illuminate the clouds, as first revealed by the Voyager spacecraft in 1979. Inside the orbit of Jupiter are countless shattered and broken worldlets, the asteroids. These reefs and shoals mark the border of the realm of giant planets. We are now entering the shallows of the solar system. Here there are worlds with thin atmospheres and solid surfaces, Earth-like planets, with landscapes crying out for careful exploration. This world is Mars. In 1976, after a year's voyage, 2 robot explorers from Earth landed on this alien shore. On Mars, there is a volcano as wide as Arizona and almost 3 times the height of Mount Everest. We've named it Mount Olympus. This is a world of wonders. Mars is a planet with ancient river valleys and violent sandstorms driven by winds at half the speed of sound. There is a giant rift in its surface, 5,000 kilometers long. It's called the Valles Marineris, the valley of the Mariner spacecraft that came to explore Mars from a nearby world. In this, our first cosmic voyage, we have just begun the reconnaissance of Mars and all those other planets and stars and galaxies. In voyages to come, we will explore them more fully. But now, we travel the few remaining light minutes to a blue and cloudy world, third from the sun. The end of our long journey is the world where we began. Our travels allow us to see the Earth anew, as if we came from somewhere else. There are 100 billion galaxies and 1 billion trillion stars. Why should this modest planet be the only inhabited world? To me, it seems far more likely that the cosmos is brimming over with life and intelligence. But so far, every living thing, every conscious being, every civilization we know anything about lived there, on Earth. Beneath these clouds, the drama of the human species has been unfolded. We have, at last, come home. Welcome to the